Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Beth Bell, and I will be teaching your social psychology class this semester. I am a social psychologist, so this is the area I, of course, love to teach, and that will be very clear on the lectures where I tend to get very excited about everything and say everything is my favorite topic. So I hope you get at least a little bit of excited like I do. So I've been teaching this course for 3 years and I found a structure that I like. So I just want to kind of go through this. It's also on the syllabus, but sometimes I feel it helps to hear it. So in this class, I've set it up to have 5 units. There's no cumulative exam, there's no term paper. In my teaching philosophy, I think, especially for a course that may be an elective for some, just doing different units, mastering that content, and then moving forward is the best way for you to actually dive into depth of what you're learning at the time you're learning it, and that promotes retention. So the 5 units, let's see, I have the syllabus here. The 5 units are as follows. The first, Introduction to Social Psychology, the Self, and Attitudes and Persuasion. So that's all in Unit 1. Then we have for Unit 2, Genes, Gender, Culture, Conformity and Obedience, and Persuasion. Unit 3 will have group dynamics, prejudiced, and aggressive behavior. I particularly like aggressive behavior, not in reality, but in academia. I've done some research in that area. Then Unit 4, we have romantic attraction, also a really good one, and applicable to clients, altruism and conflict and peace. And then finally in Unit 5, we have psychology in the legal system, also a really good one, and psychology and sustainability, like in the environment. So those are the things we'll be learning about in this class. I know it may seem like a lot, but I like to pack in a lot of breadth while still getting that depth in there at the same time. So each unit is about 3 weeks long, and you can only access one at a time. So you can't really like work ahead to Unit 2 until we're all done with Unit 1. I've found that that works well for learning. And so in each unit, there are 3 audio lectures to listen to. They are on a PowerPoint, and on each slide, you have to press play to hear the audio from that slide. It's usually somewhere between 30 seconds and 5 minutes, depending on how much I really wanted to cover on that slide. There's not a ton of text. The way that I've seen students succeed the best is to take notes when they listen to it, and then they may only need to listen to it just one time. I've tried to get it where it will autoplay through the slides. That's been a little dream of mine for semesters, but I've not figured that out. So on each slide, you do have to press play. Sorry about that. Maybe it'll give you time to pause and take notes. Maybe it'll just be annoying, but that is a feature of it. If you can't hear the audio, let me know immediately. Occasionally, if you have like a very old version of PowerPoint for whatever reason, it won't play. So just let me know and we'll work it out. I had to work with somebody with IT before, and it turned out her version was just like accidentally very outdated. So just let me know because that's very important. So what we've talked about so far is that each of the 5 units have 3 lectures, and then each unit has one test. So it'll have 12 fill in the blanks that are generally just one word to maybe not even a sentence. There are sometimes, well, I would guess almost all the time, there's more than one answer that makes sense. So, as long as your answer seems like a accurate and applicable concept, there may be more than one way to say the thing. Say the same thing. Sorry about that. And then each unit also has 3 core readings. They're empirical articles, and you may notice that some of them may be quite old. I'm a big fan of classic readings where we have the person who made the initial discovery. And so that's a very intentional choice. It was a way I was trained a long time ago. And so I hope you like seeing that kind of sometimes historical aspect. There's very modern stuff as well, so it's a nice mix. So for each of the units, read those 3 articles, because on the test there's also 3 essay questions that are about 150 to 250 words, and they will each ask about one of the articles, or it may ask something about 2 of the articles, or a way combine the article concept with the lecture. It usually asks you to use both. I have had students tell me the essay part of the test can be pretty time consuming. So I would plan for that. I've thought about making it shorter, but I've determined I think you really can't get a good response in with me shortening it. However, last semester I decided to make the number of examples you might be asked to give in a question smaller. Like if I asked you, can you give me 4 ways this applies, I might have asked you 2 or 3. And so I hope that's an improvement. But it may be pretty time consuming, so just keep that in mind. So all of our tests will be on Wednesday, and you can open it 24 hours a day on Wednesday starting at midnight. But if as a class you guys let me know Wednesday is not really that good for you guys, you rather have like Thursday or whatever of the other days, just let me know and we can change it. That's not a big deal, so just keep me informed. And then you will have a paper for each unit. However, you only have to write the paper for 3 out of the 5 units, and you can choose them. You don't have to let me know. Just if you want to write the paper for that unit as one of your 3 out of 5 units, then just go ahead and fill out that prompt. If you don't write the paper for that unit, it's just marked as excused. So nothing to worry about there. And then for each of these papers, I forgot to mention they are short. They're 3 to 5 pages, double spaced, and please don't write more. Sometimes you can say as much in a smaller amount of words as a larger amount of words. I find concise writing to still be one of my things that I really have to work on every time I write, so be concise. In these papers, you will have 1 out of 2 prompts to choose from. So I thought it'd be more fun if you have a choice on which thing you want to write about, but only write on one. Choose the one you want to. They will draw on at least one of the core readings, and then each paper has 1 supplemental article you have to read. Occasionally there's 2, but only if one is like extremely short. So make sure that you read, your core readings and read the supplemental article when you're writing that short paper. So your grade is made up of this very poorly printed pie chart. Not really that useful to show you. It is on the syllabus, but each paper is worth 20% of your grade, so 60%, and then the remaining 40% are made up by the test. So just to kind of review what we've talked about, 5 units, each has a test with 12 fill in the blank, 3 essays that draw upon the 3 empirical articles for that unit. And then for each unit, there's 2 paper prompts. You only have to write for 3 units, and you can choose those, and you only have to write one of the 2 paper prompts. I know I said the same thing a lot of times. I guess I would rather overstate it than understate it. And hopefully you can see on the syllabus exactly the kind of thing I'm reiterating. But if you do have any questions about expectations, definitely let me know. Even though I over communicated a little bit at times, it's still really, that kind of shows it's really important to me that you understand what you're supposed to do. So always feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me by email. You can reach out to me by text. If you want to text me, that's fine. Sometimes you tell students they can text you. and then they think that means they can't text you. So you definitely can, especially on test day. I stay very available by email, but you can also text me. That's usually when I hear from students the most. The papers are due on the Friday after the test day, but if something's like kind of occurring in your life where you need more time or something, we can talk it out and see if there's anything we can do. I'm always happy to work with you, so don't be afraid to reach out. With regard to office hours, I find it's better to not just have a set time, but for you to just reach out to me, because probably there's some type of time that might work better for you. You know, if you work full time, we can talk after work or anything like that. So I think that about covers it, but just please do let me know any questions that you do have. I hope you like Unit 1. I think these lectures are generally under an hour, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. But I'm sure it'll take a little bit longer when you take notes, but just pace yourself. I do think this sounds like a lot of work, but I don't think it's really as much as I'm making it sound like. Maybe moderate. Anyways, it's really nice to have you guys in class, and just let me know of anything you may need.